up, my nigga. Let's link up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Link Up. I'm your host, the one and only Ron, the Don. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's another week in wrestling, another epic week in wrestling. And I'm joined by the man, the myth, the warrior, Mr. Allin, Allin, Xander, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on? I'm gonna give you a pass. I'm giving you a pass today, bro. I ain't no BS, bro. I'm still.
It's been an epic week in the land of WWE, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna jump right into it. Starting off with the go-home show of SmackDown for SummerSlam. We saw Cody Rhodes come out to the ring, meet face-to-face with Solo Sikoa. And if you guys weren't hyped enough for that match at SummerSlam, it was announced that it was now a Bloodline Rules match. Solo, offered that, and then Cody accepted. Then we got the match between Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. And again, for the second time, Andrade took the victory, which was crazy. We also saw Santos Escobar defeat Apollo Crews. And then we saw LA Knight ruin Logan Paul's homecoming. Logan Paul had a ring full of fake members of the Cleveland government. LA Knight ruined the unveiling of Logan Paul's championship banner. And he stole Logan Paul's prime truck. So he went full of Grand Theft Auto mode on SmackDown. Then we had the title match between Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus the Unholy Union of Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, in which this match never really got to finish because Blair Davenport interfered. Thus, the tag team champions Dawn and Fire retaining. After this, we saw Nia Jax gift Tiffany Stratton a new briefcase. Definitely fits Tiffany's character. And then in the main event, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga defeat DIY, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa in Cleveland, hometown of Johnny Gargano. And they are now the new WWE Tag Team Champions. And that was SmackDown. Any thoughts on SmackDown, the go-home show?
Oof. Man, I was surprised about that whole Johnny Gargano thing, man. They really dropped them titles. Like I didn't think, bro. I really didn't think that was gonna happen. So, dang, man, that one does sting. But I mean, Jacob Fatu winning his first championship in WWE and just his third appearance and third match, they got big plans for him in the future. Real big plans.
Yeah, we definitely gonna be getting to him in a second. One thing that stood out to me with Blair Davenport joining Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, it seems like all the women are now getting put into trios, and this is probably gonna, bring out the big three again with Naomi, Jordan, Bianca, and Jade. So that looks like that's gonna be a rivalry shaping up. So yeah, that really stood out on SmackDown to me, along with the main event, Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga becoming tag champs. Now, we're moving on to the biggest event of the summer, SummerSlam. And this started off hot, ladies and gentlemen. It started off big.
I hate to cut you off. I'm going to just say this. SummerSlam felt like a WrestleMania. But go on ahead.
Exactly. It was that big. We got the match right out the gate. Rhea Ripley challenging Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. And this match had a lot of events in it. We saw Rhea pop her dislocated shoulder back in place. She was about to get herself disqualified with the chair. And then Dom took the chair from her, saying that this going to cost you the title, don't do it. And Liv Morgan was able to capitalize off this. And then again, we saw the referee distracted with Dominic Mysterio. Threw a chair in the ring. Liv Morgan hits the Oblivion onto the steel chair. And it looked like another Dominic Mysterio blunder until what happened after the match. Liv retained. She's, walking backwards. And who has a smile on his face? Dominic Mysterio. He really put the dirty in Dirty Dom as he did Rhea Ripley dirty and gave Liv Morgan a kiss that we'll all probably remember, probably won't remember. But yeah, Dominic Mysterio did it. He turned on Rhea. He's now with Liv. And that was that match. What were your thoughts on that match?
All I'm gonna say is if there was a parlay, if there was WWE on FanDuel, I'd be a rich man right now. Because I literally called that down the middle. This is the last two pay-per-views, last two PLEs. I'm calling stuff right down the middle, exactly how it's gonna happen. And what happened? Liv Morgan wins the championship. Not only that, Dom turns on Rhea and they kiss it out. And then on top of that, ice on the cake, he flips the crowd off. That right there, I was like, man, they really find it now, boy.
All I thought of was Raw 2025 on Netflix. That's all I was thinking. After this, we went backstage. Yeah. After this, we went backstage. Damian Priest was pissed. He was livid at Dom's actions, and he straight up went to Finn and said, "Did you have anything to do with this?" And Finn said, "No. We're gonna look for Dom." And then Damian Priest calmed down and looked towards his championship match with Gunther, which we'll get to in a second. After this, Braun Breaker defeated Sami Zayn and is now your new Intercontinental Champion. And after that, LA Knight defeated Logan Paul, in which was my opinion the best match of the night outside of the main event, for obvious reasons. And now we have a new IC champ and a new US champ. What were your thoughts on those two matches?
I'm surprised they had this many title changes on the card because, like I low key did not predict that. Like, hell, I will admit when I'm wrong, but this is a certain situation where I wanted to be wrong. I wanted, Logan Paul to lose that belt at SummerSlam. It just made more sense because this guy's in his hometown, yet he has more heat than LA Knight. You know what I mean? Even for other superstars and stuff, like when they go to their hometowns, they cheer the heels and so they pretty much cheer the heels and they boo the faces. But that wasn't the case. They was booing Logan the whole time. So I'm glad I was wrong in that aspect with LA Knight. Shout out to LA Knight. Finally got it done.
Yeah, LA Knight is now your United States champion. Like I said, that match was a banger. I almost thought we was going to get one of those false finishes because it looked like Logan Paul's foot was underneath the bottom rope. So I thought they was going to come out and be like, nope, he's not the champ. But no, it was just a botch. And LA Knight is now the U.S. champ. I can see this playing into a story down the line, though.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? I didn't even catch that. I didn't catch that at all.
Yeah. His foot was definitely under the rope. But Nia Jax is now your new WWE Women's Champion after defeating former champion Bayley. And this match was very interesting because towards the end, Tiffany Stratton, after promising she wouldn't cash it in, on Bayley, on Nia, ran down the ramp with her briefcase about to cash it in, but then that was foiled. Nia Jax was able to capitalize, and she is now your new WWE Women's Champion. And this was another one of those matches where you were kind of hoping Nia wins, but you thought that maybe Bayley was going to win. So what was your reaction to Nia actually winning this match?
Like I said, man, it threw me off guard because look, like I was talking about on the last episode of the podcast, man, like you didn't expect Bayley to for Nia Jax to pin Bayley 2 times in a row. Like that just was unheard of. But I guess in the Paul Levesque era, anything's possible. So, like I was saying, I'm surprised with these title changes. A bunch of title change. Oh shoot, there's a bunch of title changes at SummerSlam.
For sure. And then to the only non-title match of the night, we had Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk with Seth Rollins as the special guest referee. And this was a grudge match. In the beginning of the match, it looked like Drew McIntyre was dominating. When it seemed like, Seth was going to let them break all the rules, he called it right down the middle, was impartial until the end. Until Drew McIntyre brought out that bracelet with Larry and AJ's name on it, and that kind of changed the entirety of the match. It's almost like CM Punk is being controlled by that bracelet. As when Drew McIntyre had it, he wanted to rip Drew McIntyre's head off. There was a point in the match when Seth picked it up off the ground to get it out of the ring, put it around his wrist. That pissed CM Punk off. He gave Seth Rollins a GTS. And then Drew McIntyre was able to hit him with the low blow, a Claymore, and Seth got back in the ring to count to 1, 2, 3. What was interesting, CM Punk wearing the reverse gear of his SummerSlam match against John Cena and the Big Show. I don't know if that was his last SummerSlam match. I don't think it was, but he wore the reverse color, and it was an ode to Bret Hart.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So all three of them paid homage to that match. You had CM Punk with the Bret Hart outfit. Then you had Drew McIntyre with the Undertaker outfit. And you had Seth Rollins with the Shawn Michaels outfit. So it kind of like they was paying homage to that match. And if you could tell by the story they were trying to tell in that match, they was definitely paying homage to it for sure.
Yeah. Only thing is, Drew McIntyre didn't get hit with no super kick, but
I mean that's not Seth Rollins' move.
In the next match, we got even more controversy, even more cinematic content. Gunther challenged Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship, and coming into this match, Damian Priest was already distraught about what happened to Rhea and how Dom turned his back on her. And this was a hard-hitting match from both of these guys. And at one point in the match, Finn Balor made his way out to the ring. And right when Damian Priest had the championship won, Finn Balor put Gunther's leg on the bottom rope. And this had incensed Damian Priest once he saw it back on video. He tried to get Finn Balor, but his hatred for Finn Balor in that moment cost him his world championship. And Gunther became the new world champion. And Finn Balor has now kicked Damian Priest out of the Judgment Day. What are your thoughts?
Man, like I said before, another title change. Like this whole night, I was just thrown off completely. You know what I mean? But I mean, even though I did have like Gunther being my winner, but it still was just like, man, just seeing it and seeing like exactly like how they was gonna do it. But I'm still as shocked as you are, man. There's no more original Judgment Day. Everybody that was in the OG Judgment Day is out the Judgment Day now. So it's kind of odd seeing this new Judgment Day. It really is odd.
And
but shout out to Gunther though. He got it done. He is definitely a Triple H man for sure. I mean, this is somebody with a 93% win rate, bro.
That's
93%. Like, bro, this mean, and also I seen another stat for most of his time that he was in, the WWE, NXT UK, NXT, SmackDown, Raw. He's been champion for most of that time, bro. If that doesn't scream Paul Levesque guy, I don't know what does, man. That dude he's definitely gonna be someone that Triple H is eyeing during this whole new era when they go to Netflix. Because I was even looking at this thing too about Gunther. Like his moves are very they're basic. His moves are basic, but he does them so well to where it's like, damn, I really gotta watch him wrestle. I mean, some like I said, some people don't like, Gunther because they could say he lacks character, but there are times where you want to cheer Gunther. You know what I mean? You it be times where he'll enter, like on his way to the ring and stuff, and he's getting a big ass pop. So he's one of those guys that you can cheer and boo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so crazy.
But you gotta respect him.
It's so crazy because going back to people not liking Gunther because they feel like he doesn't have character. Shout out my wife, but she's a hater. She doesn't like Gunther for that same reason. And what I be trying to get her to understand, the fact that Gunther treats wrestling like it's a sport is his character. Like, he's one of the people that you can see in that ring and you're like, bro, he takes this serious. Like, I can't even tell that it's not real. Like, when Gunther's in the ring, like, that's how it is. So that's his character.
I mean, look at Finn Balor's chest when he went up against Finn Balor. You tell me if that's fake or not.
Exactly. Look at everybody's chest when they go against Gunther.
Shoot. And look, and the thing about that is, I can attest, them chops hurt like hell. All right, them chops hurt like hell. Your chest is red. Your chest is borderline about to bleed. Like, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Gunther's chest bleeding at SummerSlam?
It was, but I think it was because he got kicked. He got kicked in the chest, and Priest had a spike on his shoes.
Okay.
But yeah, and like with Gunther, I'm happy for him, man. You know, that's my guy. He been on my top 5 every time we done had a top 5. You know, when it's just a regular top.
He's been on mine a couple times.
That's my guy. But another thing I was gonna say, when it comes down to the Judgment Day, it's so poetic though, because when you think about it, Priest and Rhea got the same fate that they did to Edge. Like, when you really think about it.
Yeah.
They got new people came in.
You reap what you sow at the end of the day.
Exactly. So that's like that long-term storytelling. Then after this, we saw a segment with Jelly Roll and Awesome Truth. They got interrupted by Theory and Waller. And again, Theory was on the end of an attack in which Jelly Roll almost chokeslammed him through the ring. He sold the hell out of that.
Not gonna lie, that was a good chokeslam by him though.
It was. My boy one-handed.
I mean, hey, he kind of had to get assisted by Theory, but he made that chokeslam look good, bro. Austin Theory is a seller. He is one of them underrated sellers, in my opinion. No one really likes to give him credit for selling, but he sells. He sells his ass off.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I wonder. That's interesting you say that. I've been thinking about, who do you think is the best seller on the roster right now?
Oh, that's tough.
I know who I'm picking.
I mean, if there's any list, you have to put Austin Theory in that list. Even if he's at the bottom of the list, you got to put him on that list. But who else is a good seller? Wesley's a good seller.
That's true.
I've been watching some of his stuff. He's a good seller. Wesley, a good seller. If we talking like all time, then you got to put Dolph Ziggler on that list, or Nick Nemeth. You got to put him on that list.
Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Rob Van Dam.
Surprisingly enough, Ilya Dragunov too.
Yeah. See, I was waiting for you to say
this. The hell out of 4J Spears, boy.
I was waiting for you to say this person. You didn't say Seth Rollins. Underrated.
I was going to say Seth Rollins. And we was going to talk about that later on. That's why I think he a good seller. We're going to talk about that later.
But let's start the BS, man. I know what these people came to the podcast this week for. They came for the main event of SummerSlam. Cody Rhodes defending his WWE Undisputed Championship in the main events in a Bloodline Rules match against Solo Sikoa. And this match had it all. It had your slow work, your fast work, Solo, trying to be the tribal chief, talking to the camera, talking trash to Cody Rhodes. Cody trying to fight back so valiantly. We got interference from Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. We got the infamous Tungaloa botch since he's the infamous Tungaloa. So we got another Tungaloa botch. Man rocking the iPad. Cody was then backed up by Kevin Owens and Randy Orton, in which I forgot to mention, he ran into Arn Anderson before this match, in which Arn Anderson said he made some calls in, and he's gonna have support from people that who are his friends and people who he might not think will have his back. And then when the match went along some more, it seemed like Cody had everything into control. And to that man, Jacob Fatu came out, destroyed Cody Rhodes, and destroyed himself, believe it or not, hitting his ankle on the table. Now, after the show, we saw fans take pictures with Solo and Jacob was in a walking boot. We heard Triple H saying that Jacob was banged up on the post show. Now, we talked about this off the pod. You said you had a theory. Is Jacob's injury real or fake?
You want to hear it now, or you want to just keep talking about this match before I say my theory? You want to hear my theory now?
We can keep talking about it because I forgot what that theory might entail, because this might be a major part in that. And then,
yes,
after Jacob was screaming on the floor, throwing chairs, cursing, Solo was down in the ring, Cody was down in the ring, and then the music hits. The OTC, the original tribal chief, made his return at SummerSlam, not seen since his loss at WrestleMania, losing to Cody Rhodes in the main event of WrestleMania. Roman Reigns returned, took out Solo Sikoa. Cody Rhodes capitalized, hit him with the crossroads, retained his championship, in which Roman Reigns told him it's only a matter of time. And, we got a lot to unpack here. One, I want to start with your theory. So let's hear the theory.
All right, so what I got is Jacob Fatu isn't hurt. Like, he may have hurt himself, like, might have probably sprained his ankle or something, but he's not hurt. Like, we're not talking, like, on the shelf for months, a year. We're talking, like, a couple of weeks, and if that's the thing. But my thing is, I think he did that so he wouldn't encounter Roman Reigns. That's one. Two, did that because maybe he is an insider for Roman Reigns. That you never know. That's only until we find out later on. But I have not been wrong lately on these podcasts. So I don't know, man. We gotta wait and see, bro. But I think he's an insider for Roman because he said in previous interviews he would love to work with Roman. You know what I mean? So maybe he's really getting his wish by working with Roman, but we just don't know yet. I mean, because look, why else was Jacob not trying to get in the ring even when he's hurt? You're not trying to defend your tribal chief at all costs? Come on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really had to think about this because once it happened, it's almost like he couldn't walk, but then afterwards he was in a walking boot walking around. So what's really going on? Now, to play devil's advocate, you're not saying that, I don't believe you, but I was under the impression, I did think Jimmy was going to come out first, and then like he was going to battle with Jacob, and then I was going to set up Roman, but I can see.
Now, see, I thought the same thing when he was going up on the announce table. Like when he was about to go on the top rope, I thought Jimmy Music was going to hit. Mm-hmm. But then when he actually smashed him through the table, I'm like, there's no way Jimmy's coming out now. It's no point. It's going to be a 2-on-1 at this point now. So It's no point.
No, but yeah, that's true. But
Jimmy gonna come back
about it that way. But what was your initial reaction when you saw that Roman Reigns is coming back and he got Death Rebel, but it's a good remix.
I like the theme song. The theme song is more of like, so it shows that he's a different person. You know what I mean? He's coming there with a different purpose. Because see, my thing is, by no way, shape, or form is he done with Cody Rhodes. That is far from done. He wants that title back. But my thing is, he wants that tribal chief spot back first. So he's trying to get that tribal chief spot back to claim that championship later on, or to try to claim it later on. So I think he's really going after. He's trying to, have all his cards in line to go against Solo in the future. Maybe even bring back the old bloodline. You know what I mean? To go against this new bloodline, this Temu Wish.com ass bloodline. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna lie. Once Roman came back, I'm telling you, bro. Once Roman came back, like any type of aura that Solo Sikoa did have, down the drain, bro. Gone, bro. His aura went down the drain, and they even had like backstage footage with Solo as he was walking in the back. Boy looked scared as hell, boy. I ain't never seen Solo look scared, bro. Yeah, that boy was looking scared. So hey, he know it's not his time no more. Your time up. He was doing all this yap. But now look, when Roman Reigns come back, look at you, shaking in your boots, scared.
See, I'm curious now, because think about it. You said maybe Jacob is a spy, but the real question is, a spy for who? Because we got that one guy, the final boss. He might be pulling some shit. Yeah,
could be.
There's so many people on the outside of the family that's not in WWE yet, so this could get crazy. But I'm happy Roman Reigns back. I gotta get that shirt. After next week, I will be boots on the ground. Monday Night Raw. We will be there. So I gotta have my shirt by the time, that come around. But yeah, that was SummerSlam.
Hey, try to get some live footage while you're there.
I'm already ahead of you. But that was SummerSlam. I ain't gonna lie. Hands down, the best PLE so far. Better than Mania, better than the Rumble. The best PLE thus far this year, for sure.
It was like a mini WrestleMania, in my opinion, or like a WrestleMania part 2 or part 3 if you want to count the nights. It was like a WrestleMania part 3. You know what I mean? So because most of the stories was leading up to that anyway, so it kind of made sense. So it's like, yeah, you can say this is another WrestleMania, but like you said, it performed better than WrestleMania in my opinion. At least night one,
for sure. But moving on to Monday Night Raw. So the post SummerSlam Raw, we got Gunther coming out, living in his victory, saying that he is your world heavyweight champion. Monday Night Raw now belongs to him. The title belongs to him, and WWE is under his reign. And then he was interrupted by Randy Orton. Randy Orton, who reminded him that in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament, Gunther didn't really have him beat. His shoulders were up. So then he challenged Gunther to a rematch at Bash at Berlin in Germany. And we will be getting that rematch later this month. Then we had Sheamus go one-on-one with the returning Ludwig Kaiser, who returned from having broken ribs. Sheamus defeated him. During the course of this match, Pete Dunne tried to attack Sheamus, but he was unsuccessful, and Sheamus was still able to get the victory. And then Damian Priest came out to the ring, calling out Finn Balor, calling out the rest of the Judgement Day, wanting to get his hands on Finn Balor, in which Finn Balor showed up via screen, in which this is really long-term storytelling, because if you're a true wrestling fan and you remember, Finn Balor faced off against Seth Rollins last SummerSlam, and the match was ruined because Damian Priest was debating whether he should cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase or not. So this is one of those stories of who is really the bad guy, quote unquote, no pun intended. And then Finn Balor moved back from the camera, and now we got to look at the new Judgment Day 2.0, which involves Carlito, JD, Finn, Dom and Liv. So that's pretty interesting. What's your thoughts on Monday Night Raw and all of this thus far?
Now, see, going back to the Gunther Open Challenge, I should say. My brother, right, because I was watching it, right, with my brother, and I didn't know where he just said, why do I think Randy Orton's coming out? And what do you know? Randy Orton comes out. And I'm over here saying, he ain't coming out. Like, it doesn't make sense. I mean, I guess it'll make sense. Next thing you know, you hear his theme song. I'm like, oh, damn. I guess he a fortune teller too. So, hey.
Running the family.
I was surprised on that because he literally called, like, he was just on some random stuff, bro. He just said, oh, Randy Orton coming out. I'm like, what you mean Randy Orton coming out? He was like, look, watch. Randy Orton came out. It's like he already knew, like he already had the goddamn script. I'm like, damn, bro. But as far as this new Judgment Day, I got one word to describe that whole group. Terrible.
I thought you were going to say trash.
Terrible. Well, trash, but terrible. Both. Because, like, man, I ain't gonna lie. I don't really see, like, I mean, like, JD McDonough? Bro, them boys gonna, I'm gonna just say this. Let Sami Zayn get the opportunity at them belts. They losing it. They losing them belts. Because I also have another, little,
I got a theory too now. We might
prediction stuff.
I got another theory too.
I got a
now.
prediction in the theory, so I'll let you share yours since you're the host.
Oh no, we're gonna get to it later.
Oh, you want me to share mine first?
No, we gonna get to that
because this kind of correlates with like. Oh, go ahead. I ain't even gonna say it. I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, we're gonna get.
But overall, it was pretty decent. Raw's pretty decent so far. My only thing is, I really wasn't able to enjoy it for real. Because I'm over here. I was literally I was sick, like bad, bro. Jeez. Like I was falling asleep halfway through it. Yeah.
Well,
still getting over it though. But what can you do?
Don't fall asleep now because we got Lyra Valkyria versus Shayna Baszler, and this match didn't finish because Sonya Deville and Zoe Stark interfered and beat down Lyra, in which Damage Control came out and made the save. But, like we said on the pod last week, or like you said, if the group of Sonya Deville, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark didn't have a name, we're going to give them one. So it's time, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed time to open up that fantasy book.
Brother, you gotta take that fantasy book and shit somewhere.
So what are we calling? What are your ideas on what we could call this team? I done heard some outrageous names thus far.
And I think I might have to go with one of them outrageous names for obvious reasons. Because, look, it's all over Twitter. It's all over Facebook. And I ain't going to get canceled for it because it's all over social media any freaking way. So, they tag team name going forward until they come up with their own tag name, to me, they are the Stud Line.
That's crazy. Ooh, that's crazy work.
Hey, it's all over Twitter, bro.
No, it definitely is. I remember seeing it. That's definitely got to stick. They probably not going to be called that. I don't even know what you would name this team. Maybe since they
like you said, I have been peeping game. They really have been putting a lot of trios together. And now that I think of it, Damage Control is baby faces now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That just came out of nowhere.
But so until they get a real name, I guess we're gonna be calling them Stud Line. I was gonna say Sniper Gang, but Stud Line works better. But
hey, you know what? You got to get one of them wheels, right? Get a wheel and put them two names on there, and to put them on there a bunch of times and spin that wheel, and whatever it land on, that's the team name that we're gonna come up with. Because they both sound good. So
we're gonna do it right now.
We could probably do something like that. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? That's what we're gonna do for y'all. We're not just going to see it's two of us, so it's going to be 50-50. So this is how we get that, that determining factor. So hit us with that.
Also, we like to listen to our fans. So if y'all feel like y'all got any name suggestions that y'all would like for them to be referred as, leave them down in the comments below. But I'm about to share my screen. We're going to spin this video.
Hell, we can even do a thing where kind of like how Damien Mizdow's gimmick was. We can come with a new tag name every week that they on TV. On Snap. All right, now. What they gonna be? What they gonna be? Sniper Gang. Hey, Sniper Gang it is. Sniper Gang it is. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen.
After this, CM Punk came down to the ring, hot, bothered, pissed off at Drew McIntyre, says he has unfinished business with him. Seth Rollins came out to the ring in his giddy up, ready to put down with CM Punk, says he has unfinished business with CM Punk. And before these two really got to fight, Drew McIntyre in the crowd was egging in which before they even got to lay hands, Drew McIntyre pulled out that aforementioned bracelet with AJ, with Larry. And like I said, this has to be controlling CM Punk because he took straight off for Drew McIntyre, who ended up fleeing the arena. And then, right when Seth was putting it all together, he got attacked by Bronson Reed in the greatest fashion. Bronson Reed delivered six tsunami splashes to Seth Rollins. Now, I wanted to ask you a question. Being that you are training to be a wrestler, could you take this move 6 times and be okay the next day?
By Bronson Reed? Hell no. You're going to feel that. Like, you are seriously going to feel that. So, a lot of people saying that it's fake and all that. Like, that's not fake. You can't stop a 300 plus pound man coming down on you like that. You can't stop that, bro. Like, so the fact, that's the thing. Fire that damn security, because if the fact that y'all let them do that 6 freaking times, bro, fire that damn security. Y'all, look, do not hire them boys ever again. Whenever y'all go down to that city, don't ever hire them people again, bro. Y'all need some better security, because there should be no way. Like, realistically, you letting someone splash somebody 6 times. Hell, you better get in the way and take the splash. That's Seth freaking Rollins. Like, god dang. That's one of y'all prized possessions. But hey, I guess this is a way of, of him making a statement. Like he was telling Adam Pearce in the back that he got to make a statement. So this is how you make a statement. He about to go in a rivalry with one of the best performers in Raw right now, Seth Rollins. So, and also this is also going to keep Seth Rollins, preoccupied to kind of, simmer down that rivalry a little bit. I'm pretty sure they're trying to like let it wait out until WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But I guess it's like the first step into doing that, because like you got Bronson Reed now, so they could do like a 4-match series even.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. It's good for Bronson Reed, even though I see Seth coming out on top of the rivalry, but it's definitely good exposure for Bronson.
Oh, Seth in the internet rivalry is gonna hit Bronson Reed with a curb stomp 6 times. You can mark that right now. He gonna hit him with a curb stomp 6 times, bro. That's payback.
Next week, we're going to have a brand new segment on this show. It's going to be where you predict the future. I'm telling you. Next week, ladies and gentlemen. So tune in for that.
All right.
Also, we got, to me, the surprise of the night. We had the New Day taking on AOP of the Final Testament. When it seemed like everything was breaking down and the Authors of Pain was about to secure the win, Odyssey Jones, if you remember him from NXT, ladies and gentlemen, Odyssey Jones came out the crowd, or came from down the road, fought Karrion Kross off into the crowd, and this allowed the New Day to pick up the victory over AOP. And then after the match, Odyssey Jones made his presence be felt by doing a double sidewalk slam on AOP, which this is something I've never seen before. And it looked like Kofi Kingston was excited to see Odyssey Jones, but Xavier Woods, on the other hand, was quite confused as to why Odyssey Jones was even there to begin with. After this, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna put it out there. That whole brand split, WWE draft talk is dead. They tried to excuse it, saying that, Nick Aldis allowed A-Town Down Under to come to Monday Night Raw. They came to Monday Night Raw. They defeated Awesome Truth in a grudge match from the whole SummerSlam debacle. After this, we got the hard-hitting matchup between Damian Priest and JD McDonough. I'm not going to lie. Damian Priest was getting some good shots in. I thought they was going off the script a little bit. But
if you pay attention, some of those shots he gave him, I had to look back and watch it because a lot of people were saying that he was giving some receipts. He was definitely giving a receipt or two.
Yeah.
There must have been something that he either did backstage or in that match where he was like, all right, well, I got to get you back now. You know what I mean? Because that's how it is in wrestling. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not going to give out all the secrets and all that, but that's kind of what comes with the territory. You know what I mean? If you're a little hard, they're going to be a little hard back. And you can't really do much about it, but just take it. You know what I mean?
I.e. Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar. But
oh, yeah, Dave was definitely handing out receipts.
This match didn't get a proper finish as the Judgment Day came out in a 5-on-1 attack. Oh, no, 4-on-1 attack. Beat down Damian Priest. He finished him off, but then was attacked behind by Liv Morgan. Rhea Ripley to rush down to the ring. Get rid of Liv Morgan. Ran off Dominic Mysterio, and then they put the beat down on JD McDonough at the end. So it seems like Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest are still cool. I like the name Pat McAfee gave them, the Terror Twins. That was dope. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we scanned backstage where Sniper Gang took out Dakota Kai right before her matchup versus Sonya Deville. This led to Io Sky replacing Dakota in that match, and she actually defeated Sonya Deville. What are your thoughts on all these events thus far?
Now you see how easy that was to say like just one name for that group, bro. You see how easy that was? Like, come on, man. Like they didn't come with a name, but yeah, the whole the whole thing about A-Town Down Under getting a win on Raw is like literally someone going into like somebody else's house in a away game and taking a win. It's just like man, it's kind of shocking, but it's like, damn, bro. But as far as like the whole thing with pretty much with the whole AOP and Odyssey Jones thing, this is a hot take. This is a hot take for me. I don't think they taking AOP serious, and I'm gonna tell you why. Like
that ain't no hot take.
These are big. These are big dudes, bro. These are big, heavy set dudes, bro. When they was under Seth Rollins, they was like, they was like taking a little serious. Tag team championships, all that. But now you pair them up with Karrion Kross, just like, man, like Karrion Kross, it's some people that just got it and they simply don't. I'm sorry to say, bro. Hot take, I don't really care. Heat, I don't care, bro. Karrion Kross, from a viewer standpoint, from a wrestling fan standpoint, you ain't got it, bro. You ain't got it. I think Karrion Kross need to go back to the goatee and the buzz cut, bro. Cause that right there, when he started growing his hair out, I don't know.
It's so crazy, bro. Cause like, I agree, but then I also feel like it shouldn't have to be that way, because if you just look at the group, you will feel like, bro, they supposed to be something. They supposed to be wrecking shit.
Exactly.
Like, but
and if that's not the case, bro, I mean, it's gonna be another unpopular opinion, but have them jump ship to NXT for a little bit. You know what I mean? Have them go against the NXT tag teams or something. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of NXT tag teams that they can go after. Like I just feel like there's a lot going on to where they're kind of getting the Shinsuke Nakamura effect. Like, you know what I mean?
I think Karrion Kross has the look and the aura per se, but when he gets in between like that one promo Adam Cole had on in NXT was true. They can give you all the lights and all the smoke, but once you get in that ring, nobody can hide the fact that you not that good. And I feel like that's the case with him. Like he has the look, he has the promos. It's really like when he get in the ring. And don't get me wrong, his finishers are fire. Like, his finisher is fire. The final prayer is fire.
I think I know where it is. I think I know where it is. There's no connection with the crowd.
Exactly.
As a heel or face, there's no connection with the crowd there. You know what I mean? Like, at least, like you can honestly see, like, even with some heels, they still have a connection to the crowd. For instance, Dominic Mysterio. As soon as he puts the microphone in his hand, boo, boo, like, that boy got heat, you know what I mean? So it's like he just ain't got a connection, you know what I mean? But
it's not
I got faith in Karrion Kross.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, like I said, I got faith in Karrion Kross.
Cause like WWE,
I want him to succeed. See, I like seeing, like, as far as all the underdogs go, I want to see the underdogs, you know what I mean, like, succeed. Like all the mid-carders and stuff, I like to see them, climb up the ranks.
Like, if we going based off looks, he's world championship material. But like you said, there's no connection with the crowd. And WWE, they've done him in multiple times. Like, from the first time when he was NXT champion, Vince put him in that dumb mask. He got pinned by Jeff Hardy in his first match on the main roster. They did him in. When he came back, had a little feud with Drew McIntyre.
That's the no Scarlet.
Yeah. He had the feud with Drew McIntyre when he first came back in the Triple H creative era. They kind of did him dirty with that, too. So it's like half of it is him, half of it is not him, in a sense, I feel like. But on the other side of things, I'm very interested now that Odyssey Jones is now a New Day, because I didn't want to believe it at first, but that Xavier Woods heel turn is now looking more and more, likely.
Now, see, this is the question that I got for you.
Mm-hmm.
If he turns heel, does he go with the Final Testament?
I don't want to see it. Respectfully, I don't want to see it.
But he just might be the piece that they need.
He don't fit the aesthetic of the group, I feel like. It's almost like Owen Hart.
I mean, knowing Xavier domination. That's an okay analogy to use. You know what? Yeah, I'll go with that analogy.
But no, what were you gonna say about Xavier Woods though?
No, I was saying like he could be that final piece. You know what I mean? That they're looking for. But like you were saying, that it could be just like Owen Hart plus his soul in the Nation of Domination. So after that, I got nothing after that. Look, hey. That's just one of them things we gotta just wait and see, bro. We gotta just wait and see, and just knowing Paul Levesque, I don't think he's gonna fumble something like that. And Xavier Woods heel turn, I don't think he'll fumble that.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. He got to get that singles championship run one of these days. But speaking of singles championship,
he's the only one I don't have got it.
I know. But speaking of singles,
he's had a hell of a career. What you gonna say?
Speaking of singles championships, it was announced that Sami Zayn is getting his rematch in a 2 out of 3 Falls match next week on Monday Night Raw. And then, while he was also backstage chopping it up with Ilya, chopping it up with Jey Uso said after that match, he got some unfinished business in which Jay wants to make him a double champion because they want to take the titles off of the Judgment Day. And so I wanted to get into that theory, or both of our theories that we had, and I'll start off with mine. I was going to say this is how, we're going to get back to the OG bloodline, like I was saying on the last pod and the pod before that. I can see Jay and Sammy winning tag team titles. Jimmy gonna come back. He gonna kind of be hot because it's like my brother don't got 2 title reigns without me. and Roman, he gonna try to go back to them. I done seen Jay in numerous interviews saying that Roman Reigns is still his tribal chief. He just not trying to get involved. So that goes to show that they gonna get back involved somehow. And being that the Bloodline is tag champs on the other side, I feel like somehow, some way, it's all gonna take down to that. But what was your theory?
To save time, you literally just said my whole theory, bro. About them winning the tag titles and it's going to introduce them to the Bloodline story. So you kind of said my theory.
So we was there. And then in the main event, we got the Wyatt Six, the trio of Dexter Lumis, Eric Rowan, and Joe Gacy going against the newly named team of American Made, being Chad Gable and the Creed brothers. I also want to mention that before this match kind of took place earlier in the night, there was a little bit of tension between Maxine and Ivy Nile because of Chad Gable. But yeah, the Wyatt Six picked up the victory in their debut match against American Made. Not a fan of the name, low key. And that was Monday Night Raw. Any thoughts on that main event?
I fell asleep on it, man, but I went back and watched it. It was pretty good. It's good to see, the Wyatt Six actually getting in the ring, wrestling and competing and stuff. It shows, that they got it in that aspect, not just the story aspect, but as far as like the in-ring aspect. Now, some will argue that match should have been on SummerSlam, but watching it back, it kind of made sense putting it on the Raw after SummerSlam.
Yeah. I'm happy to see Dexter Lumis getting his shine, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because I noticed he had a lot of spots in the match, in which, like, solo spots in which he kind of shined through. So it seemed like WWE was listening to the IWC and seeing that they really want to root for that guy. And to cap off the show, I'm just going to name off some news, and then you can just give me your opinion on it. We had the Britt Baker suspension in AEW, of course, getting into it with MJF's girlfriend backstage. Roman Reigns is signing with Jordan Brand, and they're expected to do a collab shoe, which is set to debut 2025. And it's also been rumored that the Lucha Bros could possibly or almost certainly be leaving AEW. And some people say that they're going to join WWE, but it's just a formality right now. Out of all of these, which one stood out the biggest to you?
Oof. The Lucha Bros, that they potentially, leaving AEW. That's a big piece in AEW. That's like that's huge. Because they was there when AEW started. So them losing another OG like tag team, possibly joining the other company. Gotta be kind of sour with Tony Khan, but I'm sure Tony Khan is gonna throw whatever he has to throw to get them to stay. And trust me, when I say that, I do mean that.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a minority. I do not want the Lucha. I love Rey Fenix. I love Penta. I don't want them to go to WWE because I don't want to see them in the LWO. I don't want to see them get teamed up with Andrade. And until WWE really proves that they take their tag team division seriously, I don't want them to join. And that's just me. But that's just my...
No, you got a valid point. You got a valid point there, bro. You got a valid point. Really valid point. Because, it's kind of hard for them to make that argument when you had your new tag team champion hold the titles for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of I do understand you have a point with that. So, can't even mad at that.
But anything you want to say to the people? I know you're not feeling well, so I appreciate you still doing the podcast, man. For sure.
Look, y'all, I just want to say I didn't feel good today, so that's why I was giving a pass. But next week, you can look. You guys are gonna see that this jerk over here is not gonna get no time, on this podcast. I'm gonna be the host. Yeah, you thought. See, that's the thing, Ron. You thought it was sweet because I'm sick. Yeah, I'm sick, but hey, this mouth still works. No Diddy. I could talk.
Whoa.
So, next week, I said no Diddy. So, you ain't even got to cut that out because it cancels out. So,
I'm
at the
clipping
end of
that.
the day,
I'm clipping that.
go ahead and clip it. I don't care. Because that message for sure is courtesy of Mr. All-in-One from the 631, Allin Xander.
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Ron the John. Also, before we leave, you know, me and Xander, we got something a little cooking up, and me and him might be getting in the ring. So all we need from you guys, potentially, you know, what's your favorite PlayStation 2 wrestling game? Y'all just let us know, and we're gonna cook up something special for y'all. But with that being said,
Right.
As always, like, share, comment, subscribe. It's all love on this end. I hope everybody be blessed, prosperous. And with that, we out.
Trip forever and I'm just not getting started. That's the one.